It's Nolan. What's going on, y'all? It's the kid J Nolan here. Now, today we're going to be talking about Money Man. We're going to be going over Money Man's interview with DJ Akademiks. Of course, we don't rock with Akademiks over here, you know what I'm saying? But he does have a good interview with Money Man that's out on his off the record show. So we're gonna give him a little bit of, I ain't gonna say flowers, but we'll fry some chicken with the flour in his name. You know what I mean? We're gonna do some cooking today. But in this video in particular, Money Man talks about how artists get taken advantage of by labels and also how they get confused when they accept a big advance when they sign a record contract, right? Because you hear a lot of people talk about they got $1 million deal, they got a $3 million deal, they got $5 million, and they don't understand that at some point that money is going to have to be paid back. Now, it does not come out of your pocket necessarily, meaning that you don't actually go to the bank and cash them a check for $1 million or $5 million. The problem is when you accept that money up front, it's very possible in most people's cases that that's the last money you're ever going to get from your label. Meaning you could put out 20 albums, 5 albums, 6 albums, whatever the duration of your deal is, and you may never actually receive any money off of your record sales or anything of that sort. And a lot of people don't understand. We've been talking about this for a minute. We talked about John B. We talked about Kirk Franklin recently. We've talked about Meek Mill not getting no money off his record deal. We talked about numerous people that have had this same story. And in this video, Money Man kind of gives us a glimpse into how he's navigated the music industry, how he's kind of avoided signing with major labels for this exact reason, because he came to understand early on what the business was about, understanding that the paperwork wasn't always what it needed to be, right? So rather than me explain it, I want to get somebody that's in the industry on a higher level, somebody who has songs with multiple millions of streams, who's doing deals, who's making money, doing big shows, so that y'all can hear it from the horse's mouth, because I think some people out here be thinking I'm bullshit, all right? So let's get into it, y'all.
I came in the rap game. I spent $250 off the rep for promo.
I seen that.
Interesting. So as an independent artist, number one, he came in with his own sack. Pause. He came in with his own money. He came in spending $250,000. So for all you independent artists out there, if you've ever heard Young Dolph talk, you ever heard Moneybagg Yo talk, you ever heard some of these other indie artists that talk about how much money they had to put into themselves independently, he came in and spent $250. Now listen to what he actually spent it on, because I thought this was interesting.
So I was getting money. It just I wanted to get enough to rap. So if I had 30,000, 40,000, that's not enough. You get what I'm saying? So once I caught on to this glitch and I made 300,000-400,000, I was able to spend 250 real quick. I can go buy all the jewelry I wanted, all that type shit. Then boom, I started getting booked. Mississippi booked me, Memphis booked me, Arkansas booked me. I was doing shows. I was doing 4 shows a week.
So this man spent $250 on damn near jewelry just so that he could get his image together, which helped him start getting booked. So for the fake it till you make it people out there that say, hey, that's not valid, that's not true, that's not real. Well, once he got his hands on $250,000, he went out there to make, instead of looking like a nigga with 250, he wanted to look like a nigga with $1 million. And then all of a sudden, the music started to translate a little bit. The same songs he was putting out all of a sudden sounded a little sweeter to the people that was watching him. I wonder why that is. Y'all be wondering how people go broke. It's because y'all want them to appear a certain type of way. I mean, this is just entertainment, man. Y'all don't want y'all entertainers to look like you. You want to look like them.
Independently. 4 shows a week, every week. I lived on the road. No radio play, no nothing. I just had 10 songs all popping, doing millions of plays on YouTube. I didn't even know what streams was at first. So I didn't even put them on DSPs like Apple, Spotify. You only could get my shit on Spinrilla. Boom, Spinrilla.
Spinrilla.
Yeah, I'm just putting it out. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Spinrilla, all the country towns listening on Spinrilla.
Boom. All the country towns. So this is what we talk about when we talk about the chitlin circuit. I'm sure anybody that's watched my videos, y'all have probably heard me talk about the chitlin circuit. That's when you're basically playing small town, small cities that you can't really get the big shows. It's not big venues. You're doing local clubs. You're doing local venues. You know, the stuff that y'all be passing by in y'all towns. Some of the shows that y'all know y'all won't go to because Boosie coming. You know what I'm saying? Y'all like, man, let me get the fuck up out of here because them niggas gonna be shooting tonight. That type shit. when you going to Memphis, you going to Houston, you going to Dallas, you going to Louisiana, Mississippi, Albuquerque, New Mexico. You know what I'm saying? You go out to these smaller markets where they got these little clubs and stuff. You're not going to the big stadium arena. You're going to like a 500 cap venue, or if you're going to a bigger venue, it's gonna be a club. You know what I mean? And they're paying you to appear, do some shit, goddamn probably host the event too, encourage people to get drinks and shit. They're gonna drop a bag on you, probably gonna pay you in a paper bag literally, and you gonna walk out that bitch. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the southern artists excel in this space because you're going to the places that are familiar with you, and these are places just like where you come from, so you kind of already know how to navigate it. A lot of artists that come from other regions don't necessarily excel in the chitlin circuit. A lot of artists that are coming out the South, a lot of folks coming from Atlanta and other cities, Alabama, etc., they don't make it out of the chitlin circuit. That's one of the big things. And we've heard 21 Savage, we've heard Lil Durk and a lot of different artists talk about how they didn't want to leave the chitlin circuit because they were easily making 30, 40 bands a night doing that. And they like, damn, you want me to stop making this 30, 40 bands to go take 12, to go take 8, to go do a stadium show and open up for J. Cole? A lot of people didn't understand, but you go into that and you do the J. Cole opening and you take the less money so that you could get into the bigger markets, so that next time you come back, you got a draw. You got a certain amount of people that saw you before, they want you to come back. Then you start demanding even more money. That's how you get into the 100,000, 150,000, 300,000 to do a show like some of these bigger artists.
So my shit just circulating through there and I'm going to do shows. Then I transferred it over to DSPs and companies. My face was so good, I was streaming so much. Big companies will come in. My boy Alex, shout out to him. He'll come give me 500,000 and I pay him back 700,000. Or he come give me 700,000.
Hey bro, who the fuck is Alex? Who's giving you $500,000 and just trusting it? Y'all got something else going on, man. I ain't saying nothing on no freaky shit. I'm just saying, well, who this nigga that gave you 500,000 and you entrusted you to give him 700? And how long did it take you to get to 700? Like, something's missing. And that's one thing I don't like, or I don't think is the greatest about Money Man, is he talks these numbers and stuff, and he makes it sound so simple and easy. Like, oh, I'm just doing this, and you know, I just did I paid him back, I did this, he gave me 700. Nigga, how did y'all get to that point? Break that shit down.
I pay him back 900,000 like it wasn't nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, so kind of popped off really quickly for you. So how did you kind of run into the cash money situation?
My lawyer hit me and was like, I know some people, which was you know how it's a furnishing label in the middle. Mm-hmm. And it was actually through a furnishing label to go to Cash Money. So I met with them and they was cool with Stunner and Slim. Stunner and Slim rock with me. I came to the studio, Hit Factory down in Miami. We linked up.
What year is this?
Yeah, this was, man, it had to be 2017, 18.
Okay.
Maybe 2018, because I was moving around. And Stunner, we did a deal. Nothing ever came into fruition because I wasn't trying to get under Republic system.
Why not?
It's too much for me. It's too much to keep up with. I like to keep up with my money. So once it go to Republic, it's a lot of accounting. So when you gotta have a lawyer to put in a notice for them to send you your accounting,
oh yeah,
that's a problem. That's a whole process.
But how did you know it was gonna be that way if you never signed to a label that big?
I started reading contracts, even though contracts are hard to understand.
Yeah.
50 pages.
Yeah.
There's no way a can.
Then addendums and also
like when you gotta have another interpret a contract for you and it's English, you don't need to sign that. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. If somebody really with you, they're gonna break that down and bust it down.
This is something that a lot of people are advocating for in the industry right here, is to simplify these contracts. He said a 50-page contract. Some of these people contracts is even longer than that, down there 100 pages. Right? Who's reading through all that? Who's taking time? Y'all, some of these niggas be getting contracts and be signing within 2 weeks. Who's reading 100 pages of legalese of what your future entails, right? If you got to do a 5-album deal, 6-album deal, or if y'all doing a 7-year term or something like that, who's reading that in 2 weeks, front to back, understanding it all the way inside out and coming back in 2 weeks? Nigga, you know how long it took some of us to read books in school and do a book report on that shit? we should be treating record contracts the same way, especially it's one thing if you're doing a one album deal or you're doing a one-off project, you're doing a single deal. It's like, fuck it, man. I'm gonna give him some bullshit, or I might give him a dope song. I got about 12 hard bangers in the tuck. I get them one because I know they could get me popping in the street. They got the first right of refusal to do a deal, but fuck that. You know what I'm saying? They can have it. Then go back to ground zero. You got the buzz now, but they might not put a lot of money into you, but it's enough to get you booked. It's enough to get you out there. A lot of these attorneys, they be in on the swindle. So a lot of artists, they be trusting lawyers and entertainment lawyers and stuff like that. Little do they know, these people don't even have your best interest at heart sometime either. And I just want to say, based on what Money Man is saying, he should have never signed with Cash Money or Birdman and them anyway, because he had the pipeline already set up. What did they add? What value did they add to your situation?
They gave me a contract, but shout out to Stunner, because Stunner let me write out. I called him. I was like, hey, Stunner, I'm really trying to go back independent. I ain't really feeling going to a major, but I rock with you and Slim though. But this was only in a 6-month period. Life is fast, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't even have time. I'm popping in my own ecosystem, so I don't even have time to be like, what's up with a Drake feature? What's up with a Nicki feature? You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really tripping, you know what I'm saying? Because it's live. But I sat and thought about it. I'm like, damn, I don't really need Republic to get involved in my dealings.
They're gonna handle you in the most corporate way possible.
There you go. And I didn't feel like dealing with that. When you got to call somebody, you don't deal with the CEO. You know how major labels work. They put up $1 million, you damn near got to pay back 8, 9. So I was like, nah, I don't like that.
Yo, ain't that a finesse, man?
Yeah, it's a super finesse. It's the highest loan you can get in history. They give you $1 million, you got to pay. Most artists, I would say, probably got to pay back about, if they give you $1 million, you probably got to pay about 8, 9 back.
Somebody's gonna sit there and be like, nah, how?
At least 5, 6.
Look, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Because I think people might think $1 million is just $1 million. Nah, man. Like it's even the way it's recouped is different. The things that you thought were non-recoupable is gonna be recouped off as well. You know what I mean? Like things that really is gonna help you and the label, they still taking out of your pocket. Crazy. Hey, we promoting the project, but we're charging you for the promotion of the project, even though us promoting the project is going to benefit us because we're also taking some of the profits. It's kind of crazy.
They bleeding you dry.
Bleeding you dry. That's what he said. But you got to think about it. They give you $1 million up front, right? And if they're giving you $1 million for your own account, they really about to run you up through there. Because a lot of people deals are $1 million, meaning they may give you half of that for the advance, or they may give you $350 to $400 for the advance, and then the rest is supposed to be your marketing budget. But if they're giving you $1 million just flat out cash, like this is about to get wired to you, yeah, they really about to do you in, because then they got to form a marketing budget for you. They got to get you your image and stuff together. They got to, you know what I'm saying, hook you up with a stylist, fashion consultant. They're going to assign a social media team to you, marketing department, right? They got to go out there and figure out how to get you on the road, do a promo tour if you're going to do that, which is completely free. You're not going to get paid for none of those dates. So you're out there for free, but they got to make sure that everything is paid for when you go out. So if you do a 12 to 15 city promo tour, they're going to be paying for your flights. They're going to be booking your hotels. If you got people that's coming with you, right? If you got a team of 5 people, they got to pay for their flights and travel. You know, y'all might end up having to stay in a one suite or something like that, or they might get you 2 rooms or whatever. The label going to pay for all that. You're not going to pay for it. So what they do is they sit back and they take account on everything that they spending, right? So by the time your album comes out, that's the only way that they actually can make the money back, because if people are out streaming and buying it, it's like, okay, now we can recover some of those costs. Not to mention a lot of artists nowadays are in 360 deals, which means that they recover their losses on everything, 360 degrees of your artist brand. So when you go out and do shows and these artists be bragging about getting 150 for the show, they're going to take a nice chunk of that each city, right? So that you can pay back what they owe. If you get a brand deal, you go get with Target, you get you a meal at McDonald's, Burger King, Krispy Kreme, Dunkin' Donuts, like Ice Spice. You know what I'm saying? All these little deals, you think the label's not going to take that from you, right? You're going to get paid off it, but they're going to take a majority share of it. Like, okay, they paying you 60,000 for this deal, or they paying you, 200,000 for this campaign, 100,000 for this campaign. Yeah, we're going to split that. You're going to take home about 45 to 50. It's a nice check, but the label going to get theirs. You better believe it. There's nowhere that you could get free money. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, it doesn't mean that you're breaking them off a check. You're not coming out of your personal check. You're not coming out of your personal account to pay them. It's just that when you think you got money coming, it ain't coming. The royalty statement, the royalty checks, they're not coming. When you get your cut from the show, you look at it like, damn, I thought I was getting this. Yeah, it's kind of like both of ours. You know what I'm saying? And then you just grow accustomed to what's going on. So a lot of people don't understand how this stuff works. You end up paying a lot back in interest. It's not interest like you taking out a loan from a bank, because at least when you have a loan from a bank, they're telling you what the interest rate is. They're telling you, hey, we're giving you this amount of money. This is what you have to pay us back. This is the amount of time that you have to pay us back. If you don't pay us back by this specific date, we're gonna increase the interest rate, and only so much of it's gonna go toward the principal. You know what I'm saying? It's outlined in a way that you understand what you're getting into before you go into it, before you sign on the paper. When you're going into a record deal, all of this other stuff is like Chinese, and you're an American person that ain't never read Chinese before, but you like, shit, at least, hey, I don't speak Chinese, but they got some good food on the table, so let me just go consume it, not knowing you're going to be paying for that plate for years down the line. Again, you're paying from it, not from your pocket. You're paying from it from what you're not receiving.
I'm trying to get into your mindset with it. So if you got a couple 100,000, look like you're doing good, why even sign, period? Even though, you did go to Empire.
All right, so I signed because my lawyer convinced me. I'm going off, they say consult wise men. So I'm like, shit, he a lawyer. He know what he talking about. Then when I did it, I called Stunner. I was like, Stunner, man, I'm really trying to go back independent. And he let me go back independent. He was like, all right, enough, just give me back whatever. He told me to work out the details with the furnishing company anyway. So we worked that out, and then I just paid them.
That was cool of him. So he says you'll sort that out. You sort it out. I'm guessing you send $250K. You had 250 cash to send?
That's you. I had it on me. Right after I signed the Stunner, that's when I went and got 500 grand from my boy. Boom. I use other people's money. I use mine too, though. I don't mind. I know how to flip. But he did a deal with her. He'll go 500, give me back 7. Boom.
So you went to your homie. You got 500 from him.
Yeah, it was. He actually had a company where they'll give you money based on your catalog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you got 3 years to pay it back. I gave it back to him in 3 months. Here you go.
I don't know for sure, but I think he might be talking about Create Music Group. I think he might be talking about them. So this might not be street money that he talking about. Like, that makes sense.
He gave me 500. I gave him back 7. I ain't even had to.
How you flipping money like this? Come on, you got to give the secret out.
I was just winning. Like my music going crazy,
going up. Are you paying him back off just show money or just
whatever? Everything was coming in total.
Okay,
I'm getting show money. I'm getting streaming money. I'm streaming 100K a month at the time.
Damn.
Like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? And
the whole philosophy is what's most important from Money Man, right? He's giving you somewhat of an outline on how you can run your business as an artist, just getting yourself a buzz off of your music, whether you're putting it on DSPs, whether you're putting your music videos on YouTube and distributing it that way. However, whichever way you got to do it. If you got an audience on YouTube and you don't got a Spotify that people don't go on there, keep building up your YouTube. Use that as your bargaining chip. Every artist is not going to blow up in the same way. NBA YoungBoy gets the majority of his views, streams, Billboard plaques off YouTube. So that might be your lane, right? Whatever it is, run that shit up. Keep serving the people. Get out on the road. Get out. Meet some people. Like I said in my previous video on John B. Figure out how to get booked. You might not get 30 to 40. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not going to start that way. If you got to get 1,000, if you got to get, $600 to get started, if you got to get out there $1,500, 3,000, whatever it is, you're going to build it up, because by the time you make that next circle around, you should be going up in price. You know what I mean? You're going to have to take a little hit, but then as you circle back, people start expecting you. People like, hey, you in demand. They're like, hey, man, what happened to old boy where did the show, or old girl that did the show? She need to come back through here. We need, hey, that shit was hard. Well, the demand is there. The price got to rise. There's so many different hustles within the music game. You just have to be aware of what's going on. You got to understand it. Maybe live shows aren't your cup of tea necessarily on that level. Maybe you're a prolific songwriter. Start charging niggas to write songs, right? Maybe you're a motherfucking performance coach. Run a business doing coaching. Whatever it is for you. Build up your budget. Build up your revenue so that you don't have to take a bad deal. Figure out what's going to be comfortable for you and your lifestyle to say, okay, I got to do X amount of sessions per week, or I got to do X amount of shows per month in order to take care of my bills and have excess money, you know, in case other things come up in my life. Again, everybody's not going to make millions of dollars in the music industry. Some people only going to make 40,000 a year. Some people might make 60. Some people might make 100. Some people might make 200. Whatever bracket you fall into, perfect that shit, right? Because when you perfect it, you learn your system. That also allows you the opportunity to figure out how to double and or triple what you've been doing, how to work more efficiently, smarter, pricing wise. It all falls under the same bracket. You got to treat it like a business. You can't come in thinking somebody going to come save you from your past, or come save you from the demons that's around you and shit like that. You're going to have to do it yourself. You're going to have to really map out a vision for yourself and stick to it and be disciplined enough to wake up every day with that mission in mind. But again, you don't have to do it the way he did it. Just understand he's giving you a sort of a blueprint of a system. All right? Much love and respect. I'll catch y'all later. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and like and share the video. Be sure to subscribe, hit the post notification bell for all updates, and I will see y'all on the next one, all right? Much love and respect, y'all. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I've been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.